Read Between the Lines by Clement D. Beeman. Caleb was a happy kid, playful, and maybe a little timid. But today, something happened that pushed him to his limit. It was the first day in his new school, and Caleb was calm. But before class began, things quickly went wrong. You see, Caleb brought with him a fluffy little teddy bear. It was tattered and torn, but he took it everywhere. Miss Selby showed Caleb his desk. On the top was his name tag. But there was no place for his teddy, and this made Caleb sad. Miss Selby said, "Don't worry, he'll be in your cubby safely tucked away, and he'll be waiting right there for you at the end of the day." Sad, lonely, confused, how he felt, Caleb really couldn't say. He didn't understand why the teacher took his friend away. "All right, class," Miss Selby said. "Write how you are feeling at this time." She gave them each a sheet of paper with red margins and blue lines. "Don't write outside the margins," she reminded them one more time. "Remember," Miss Selby said, "stay inside the lines." Caleb hunched over in his seat, bringing his face close to the page. He tried to do the assignment, but soon flew into a rage. He hopped on blocks and stomped on a train. His new classmates thought, "Is something wrong with his brain?" Miss Selby tried to quiet him and asked, "What is the matter?" Caleb was silent. It appeared he wasn't in the mood for chit-chatter. He finally calmed the anger, which was hard to tame. He wanted to tell Miss Selby, but he couldn't explain what he couldn't explain. Miss Selby asked him to write it down. Caleb tried again and then started to cry. Miss Selby asked, "Why are you writing so small?" Caleb said, "Stay inside the lines." Then Miss Selby understood as Caleb wiped away a tear. She grabbed another sheet of paper, but this one was clear. She handed Caleb the unlined sheet and a pen and asked one more time for Caleb to begin. This time, with each stroke, everything in the world grew dim, and the light of what Caleb was feeling shone brightly from within. When he was done, everyone in the room was amazed and in awe. What he had written on the paper were not letters or words at all. Instead, he had drawn a picture of a bear cub in a cage. Not angry, but lonely, with trees and at the top what looked like sun rays. Miss Selby said, "What a beautiful bear!" Caleb corrected her. "Blue." There has to be more to this picture. Miss Selby just knew. "And I love your sun in the sky." To this, Caleb said, "Free." Again, Miss Selby thought, there has to be more to this picture. There just has to be. Later that day, Miss Selby thought about the picture Caleb drew. She noticed Caleb seemed sad, and he appeared lonely too. Why did Caleb get so upset this morning? Why did he cry? Miss Selby couldn't stop thinking about it. She kept wondering, why? Just then, the school bell rang, and Caleb leaped from his seat. He gleefully sprinted to his locker to set his teddy bear free. Miss Selby said, "I really like your teddy. What is his name?" Caleb said, "Blue." At that moment, Miss Selby began to make sense of the picture Caleb drew. When Miss Selby took another look at the drawing, she thought, "I am such a fool. It wasn't a sun at the top of the page. It was the bell for school." The very next day, when Caleb came to school, Miss Selby had a seat ready for Caleb and one for his teddy bear too. Communication can be difficult for a child with autism, but it becomes easier when people have the heart to listen. The end.